Hey guys, it's Dr. Austin here with Inver Chiropractic, and today we are going to be talking about workspace efficiency and how to make sure that you are, working in the most ergonomical way, so you're putting the least amount of strain on your body throughout, working at home with this COVID-19 outbreak. So, first thing we're going to talk about is your monitor, and I want your, computer, your laptop, the top of that screen. I want that to be eye level, just because that puts a lot less strain on the muscles in the upper back and the back of your neck, and it just makes for less of a need to always constantly lean back and stretch those out. So making sure that monitor's up there is just easier on those muscles. Another piece I want to talk about is if you are working on a laptop, a lot of times if you bring your monitor to that level, that the keyboard is going to go with it. So make sure, especially if you have a Bluetooth computer, that you just buy a Bluetooth keyboard, or if you have one at your house. That way you can have that still down, so your wrists and are more of that straight plane, and they're not strained and causing some of that discomfort through the wrist that so many of us have felt after working long hours on a computer. So that's a big piece too, is making sure the keyboard is down more in that neutral plane compared to up with the laptop. Another big piece of ergonomics is making sure that you have your legs when you're sitting on the chair, making sure they are parallel with the floor and your feet are flat on the floor with that. The reason being, if they're in any other position, that puts an excess amount of strain either in that lower back or throughout the musculature in those legs too, which can cause discomfort and can cause you to be focusing on that, which takes some of the focus off the work that you're doing. So that is a big piece, as well as having a good lumbar support in your chair while you're working. And you don't need a really fancy chair to have that. You can use things such as rolling up a towel, putting it in the small of your back and the lower back to really support the lower back. You don't want it something that is protruding quite a bit, but you do want there to be a little bit of support in there. Another piece to focus on is keeping those shoulders back, so that way you're not rounding your shoulders, you're not stretching out your arms, so you're reaching the whole time. The more those shoulders are rounded, the more pressure that's going to be on the back of your neck and the upper back muscles too. So keeping those shoulders back and keeping your ears over your shoulders is going to keep your head in more of that neutral position, and it should make for being a little bit more focused and less tired of holding that posture out the day. So those are big pieces to go along with it. Another thing that a lot of people don't think about with workspace ergonomics is actually breaking your desk up into zones. And what I mean by that is having, for example, zone 1 is the stuff that you use all the time. That's where your keyboard, your mouse, that's where those things should be placed. So that way you're not having to constantly lean and stretch for those items that you're using the whole time. And then after that, there's the zone 2. So that one's the space where you can just move your arms to reach it without having to lean. So that's the stuff you're using, some of the time, but not all the time. So maybe you have your phone there if you have to have meetings. Maybe you have a water bottle, coffee, things like that. And then we go into zone 3. That's the stuff where if you need it, you can reach it and grab it, but you don't have to, but you're not utilizing it all the time. So that's the stuff where you might have to actually lean and reach and grab it, but you're not doing it as often. So making sure your zones are set up in an efficient manner for what you're doing and how you're getting through your workday. The last piece I'm going to offer for advice here is getting up and getting moving. Every 20 minutes, getting up, maybe walking around the house a little bit, running a quick errand, outside, or maybe just getting out of your chair and getting some motion into your day is going to help tremendously with not only your focus, but also just to stretch some things out and get the body moving. That's for sure going to be beneficial every 20, 30 minutes for sure, getting up and moving. If you guys have any questions, please click the button below. That'll open up Messenger, and you can send your question through there, and me or someone on our team will get back to you with an answer there. And if you guys think anyone else could utilize this information, please click share, and so we can get this information out there. Otherwise, guys, stay safe, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. See you later.